Here is how MBTI personalities handle strict parents. Number 1. ISTJ. Since ISTJs are naturally skilled at following rules, they can frequently tolerate a rigid home. ISTJs typically strive to live up to their parents' expectations beginning at a young age. The ISTJ makes every effort to deal with the strain despite the fact that it can also be very stressful for them. Without further pressure from their family, they are already capable of being harsh on themselves. ISTJs merely desire to uphold standards and put forth effort to continuously advance. Number 2. ISFJ. ISFJs will comply with the rules and make an effort to please their strict parents, but living in such a setting can be rather detrimental to them. ISFJs naturally want to satisfy those around them and work hard to provide for their family. They are under more strain than they need when their parents are strict and demanding of them. The ISFJ who has strict parents may occasionally become more reserved and struggle to establish their own voice. Number 3. ESTJ. Given their propensity for following instructions, ESTJs can frequently get along reasonably well with stricter parents. They won't have any trouble adhering to or comprehending these guidelines as long as they are presented to them in a clear and unambiguous manner. Parents who constantly alter their rules and who don't appear to be able to precisely define their standards irritate ESTJs. The ESTJ will make every effort to follow the regulations to the best of their ability if they are clear-cut. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. ESFJ. A strict household might be difficult for ESFJs, despite the fact that they frequently obey the rules and try their best to please their parents. When children have strict parents who have high expectations, they frequently push themselves to the limit, since they already put too much pressure on themselves to please others. The ESFJ who has strict parents may have trouble fully finding their own voice and may even get a little lost. Number 5. INFJ. INFJs frequently try their hardest to please their parents as children and don't want to offend them. They might try to keep these things from their parents during the same time as they go through a stage of rebellion. The INFJ will often find themselves breaking the law and going against what their family wishes, but they also keep this from them because they don't want them to see them truly doing inappropriately. They may find it difficult to effectively argue with their strict parents, but over time, an environment like this is actually quite detrimental for INFJs. Number 6. INFP. INFPs struggle in this kind of environment, especially if their parents are stern. Being autonomous souls, they require room and space to develop. The INFP will struggle to abide by or actually obey those regulations if they feel like they are being dominated. This is frequently really upsetting for the INFP because they don't want to disappoint their parents. Despite their desire to please their family, they are unable to compromise their values and identity. As a result, individuals constantly find themselves at odds with their family and struggle to feel accepted in a strict home. Number 7. ENFJ. ENFJs frequently respond to stern parents by making a constant effort to satisfy them. The ENFJ finds it challenging to actually go against their parents' wishes when they are still living at home. They naturally do their hardest to make others happy since they are people pleasers. And when ENFJ children deal with strict parents, they frequently feel pressure to go above and beyond the call of duty. Even while they probably require an escape when they are by themselves, this escape can include flouting the precise standards they try to uphold among their parents. Number 8. ENFP. Since ENFPs have strong personalities and a tendency to be independent, they frequently struggle with controlling parents. They will find it difficult to actually obey the rules if there are too many for them to follow as they grow up. Even though the ENFP wants to please their parents, they find it difficult to focus on all of the rules and will find it difficult to follow them all. Even though it's not their objective, they are frequently viewed as the family rebel because they need to follow their own path. Number 9. ISTP. A rigorous setting of any kind might be difficult for ISTPs, especially when they are young. They frequently discover themselves rebelling against this if they have severe parents as children. The ISTP will constantly be looking for methods to get away, and they might even move out at an earlier age. Although they don't want to disappoint their parents, they do not naturally find it easy to conform to social expectations. Number 10. ISFP. While ISFPs certainly wish to please their parents, they also struggle to adhere to restrictions. Because ISFPs are motivated by their own goals and aspirations, they frequently disobey rules in severe environments. While the ISFP will be annoyed by how difficult it is for them to adhere to the rules, this does not make it any simpler for them to do so. The ISFP who have strict parents may feel alienated and totally misunderstood. Number 11. ESTP. Younger ESTPs are frequently rebellious, especially if they are raised in a strict home. They struggle to actually obey regulations, therefore they don't do this out of malice toward their parents. For the ESTP, it is simpler to go it alone, and they frequently find themselves taking risks without always considering the repercussions. Because they have trouble anticipating the future, ESTPs frequently revolt against strict parents. Number 12. ESFP. Being raised in a strict household presents many challenges for ESFPs because they do not naturally adhere to rules. When ESFPs are forced to raise their children with authoritarian parents, they feel entirely stifled and misunderstood. They might frequently rebel against their parents and have frequent disagreements with them. The ESFP doesn't particularly enjoy doing this, but they just don't feel comfortable following set guidelines all the time. Number 13. INTJ. Rules don't bother INTJs as long as they make sense to them logically. As long as they express their expectations for the INTJ child and give explanations for them, they can usually manage severe parents rather well. They do, however, have a propensity to question things, which might be problematic for a stricter parent. INTJs are highly independent from an early age and want to be competent in all they undertake, so they ultimately will probably wish to leave this rigid home, but most of the time, they manage to find a way to make it work. Number 14. INTP. Although INTPs frequently put pressure on themselves to impress their family, they also struggle to carry out this pressure. For a young INTP, a home with too many rules and limits will be oppressively restrictive. They are even more curious and want to be able to explore different possibilities while they are young. And because INTPs occasionally feel different from everyone else, feeling as though their own parents are attempting to control their thoughts will leave them feeling defeated in many ways. Number 15. ENTJ. Since they don't mind following rules, ENTJs can frequently handle a tougher household. More often than people know, they value pleasing their parents and hate to let down those they care about. The ENTJ youngster is frequently adept at living up to demands and will make every effort to abide by guidelines set forth. This does grow harder as they get older, especially if they don't agree with what their parents desire. Number 16. ENTP. Rules are difficult for ENTPs to follow, and they frequently have difficulty doing so. They have felt the need to be free to choose their own path since they were very young. Growing up in a strict family might make it difficult for ENTPs to genuinely follow the rules and conform to what their parents want of them. Because of this, they may come off as disobedient, while in reality, they are just trying to figure out why they are subjected to so many limitations. These videos will be really helpful for you.